They've won it on a 3-run home run, and they have taken Game 2 of this series 9-6.
Some memories with Steve. Here's his son, Bryson Byrnes.
Thanks, Adam. My dad, who was loved and missed by so many, had a special place in his heart for all you guys. He was one of the original hosts of Race Hub and was always willing to go the extra mile to make the show uniquely special. It was one of his proudest accomplishments during his 30-plus years of covering NASCAR. He used to tell me all the time, when you grow up, do something you love and you will never work a day in your life. That is how he felt about working on this show. As long as I can remember, he always had colorful and entertaining stories to tell at dinner when he'd get home from the studio and the racetrack. Listening to these stories was something I looked forward to each day during my childhood, and they now serve as cherished memories. I know he's looking down and so very proud of how long and far this show has come. My dad loved his family, NASCAR, and for sure Race Hub. Here's a look back at some of the best moments over the years with my dad, Steve Byrnes.
Blocked by KJ at the net. UNCW keeps control. Nicely dug out by Parker, goes back into UNCW territory. Nicely dug out. Staying alive, LaRue puts it over. Elon really on the back foot here, but they're still keeping it alive. LaRue sends it back over. UNCW, another opportunity to shut the door. They can't. Ball at the net. That is your match, ladies and gentlemen. UNCW with a phenomenal comeback. For Blaisdell, this may not be the guy you want to face as they now have a chance to turn 2, but they can't. That's going to be an error against the second baseman, and run number 3 is going to come in for the Phoenix. And just like that, Elon has a 3-0 lead with a chance to get a 4-0 lead, and they do. Play at second, and he is safe at second.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. It's going to be so much fun. I loved your father as this whole pit road did, Bryson, and honored that you're down here with me today.
Absolutely, Michael. I really appreciate that. You've been my main man for forever, and that really means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
You want to go grid walking?
Absolutely. Let's go over to Chase Elliott over here.
Oh, man, he just takes over.
Now, we are here with Chase the Champ, Elliott. Now, you won the championship series last year, and you also won the All-Star race last year. You know the formula to success overall. So what do you need to do tonight to win?
Got a partner today.
Good to see you, Austin. Now, you know what they say. Everything is always bigger here in Texas. How big would a win tonight be for you?
No, yeah, he's third in the CAA in points per game at 20.3. There's also 12th in the CAA in rebounds at 6.2. He has scored in double digits every game this season and also has 2 double-doubles. Also was a second-team All-CAA player last season. He is the man on this team. You have to stop him tonight if you're Elon if you want to get a win, because he is a very, very good ball player.
UMBC. Here's just some statistics. FDU was on average the shortest team in Division I. Purdue, led by Zach Edey, who is a consensus All-American and the Big Ten Player of the Year, 7'4", and their entire team on average is the tallest team in Division I. We hear the phrase David versus Goliath a lot in upsets, but this was literally a David versus Goliath type game. And it's even worse for Purdue if you consider that FDU really shouldn't have even been there in the first place, because they did not win the NEC Conference Championship. They lost in the conference championship against Merrimack, but because Merrimack was still in the transition process moving from D2 to D1, FDU got the automatic bid and they made the most of it. For the past 9 years, Fox has been presenting the Burnsy Award to someone in the NASCAR industry that shared some of the same qualities and character traits as my dad, Steve Byrnes. This year's winner is no doubt a deserving recipient whose impact is immeasurable to what the fans at home see on TV. I'd like to congratulate Nelson Hastings as the winner of the 2024 Burnsy Award. Though many might not recognize his name, Nelson has been bringing NASCAR into the home of millions for over 40 years. He's been the lead camera operator since Fox NASCAR had its first race back in 2001. He and my dad even started working together back in the 1980s. Perched high atop the grandstands, Nelson covered over 2 million miles of racing, from Daytona to Sonoma to Charlotte and Indy. Just about every racetrack in America was covered. His passion for excellence is only eclipsed by his passion for racing, something my dad always loved about him. Nelson, congratulations on the award and enjoy retirement. You've certainly earned it.
So very, very great offensive performance so far today by Stony Brook. They've been dominating the time of possession. I can't believe that one, Chase. Are you kidding me? A between the legs shot right there. Stony Brook has just been absolutely amazing. That's something that Ice Adams does so well, both on offense and defense, is just being physical underneath and being strong. And that's a great example of fighting through the contact on both her right and her left. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Rudd Field, where Elon leads UNCW 1-0. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the CAA standings before we get started with the second half. Chase currently Towson at the top with 10 points. Elon towards the bottom as they're currently 0-2 in conference play. And then looking at UNCW, they have 6 points at 2-1. Now, this should be taken somewhat with a grain of salt because it's based off of how many points they have, and each team has not played an equal amount of CAA games. However, Elon certainly would like to get some sort of result tonight so that they can jump up a few spots in those standings. And I really have to give credit to both teams here, Taylor. Elon nearly got themselves out of a very, very deep hole. They never gave up in UNCW. Even with that Elon comeback, they kept their heads, they played ball, and were ultimately able to come away with the win, which, as you said, puts them in a pretty decent position in the CAA standings right now. 3-on-3 in the alley, cross right there, and that's a goal for the Phoenix! That's going to be an own goal against the Seahawks. It went off of a defensive player, off of the cross, and that is just heartbreaking for UNCW, Chase.
Game. She hits it straight into the gap. Is that one gone? Yes, it is! A 3-run home run for the Phoenix. Allie Shearing puts Elon on top, 6-4. Wells hits an absolute missile into right field, and she's going to go ahead and go to second, and a runner's going to come home for the Phoenix, and that throw not in time. Make it 7-4 in favor of Elon.
If Elon wins this point, we're playing to 26. If not, A&T takes the second match of this weekend doubleheader. Parker to Love, partially rejected at the net. A&T keeps it alive. Rejected at the net by Lanier. We're heading to 26. I would agree with that, and I think it's also just playing a full 40 minutes. There's been a lot of games so far where they've played a good 30 minutes or a good 25 minutes or even a good 35 minutes, but there's just been those periods where they kind of go off the rails a little bit, and then they just get into too big of a hole to dig themselves out of. Elon now pushing the ball upfield. Cross pass, great opportunity, and that one is saved by Wise. Oh my goodness.
For the past 7 years, Fox Sports has been presenting the Burnsy Award to someone in the NASCAR industry that shared some of the same qualities and character traits as my dad, Steve Byrnes. We are excited to announce that this year's winner is Trackhouse team owner Justin Marks. This is Justin's only second year as a NASCAR Cup owner and his first year as a two-car operation. Justin has revolutionized team ownership, and this year he has already led his teams to 2 victories and 9 top 5 finishes. In addition, he and his drivers Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez have been super accessible and supportive in helping Fox Sports provide the very best race coverage every week for our fans watching at home. Like my dad, Justin and his team work hard to produce the best and to grow the sport. Justin, congratulations on receiving the Burnsy Award, and thanks so much for representing my dad in this way. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Had it right near that penalty kick spot. Just got that right hand across after initially hitting her left hand to push it back out. Offshack this season has 17 RBIs, 3 home runs. Arguably one of the best power hitters that Elon has to offer. Ball 2 is called. For UMass in this situation, and they're going to go ahead and give him first base. I was about to say, walking off Shaq in this situation wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, as it would be able to give you a pretty good double play opportunity, and knowing how off Shaq can really crush some of those pitches, it's, I think, the smart thing to do right there if you're the Minutemen.
It gives you the force out at any base, so you can just step on third, fire across the diamond to first. Like you said, if there's a ground ball up the middle, which we've seen a couple times now this afternoon, it opens the possibility of that. But you also got to remember, now you got to face Tanner Holloman, who's going to be solid in the box as well.
He's 129 this season. He subs in for Shane Paradine. And are they going to call that a swing? No, they are not. And so Tanner Holloman's going to go ahead and take first off of a hit by pitch.
Well, here we go again.
Looks like UMass is going to argue that that was a swing. Understandable, as that's the difference between a strike with runners on second and first and go ahead and restarting with full bases and only one out. Umpire argued it a little bit. And with that, Will Vergantino enters into the batter's box. All you need to do here is get on base. Sacrifice fly would also win the game right here.
Infield's all the way in. Will Vergantino, a big exhale outward.
Vergantino, that is game. That is series. A walk-off RBI for Will Vergantino. Elon wins. The Phoenix are victorious over UMass 10-9 in the bottom of the ninth inning. Will Vergantino, you are the hero.